In terms of backing up your catalog, you have a few things to think about, and those will vary depending on the type of catalog that you have. Let's start with a managed catalog, which is what we're using for these exercise files. That means that everything is inside the catalog container. And what I mean by that, the masters, the adjustments, all the database material, the metadata, all inside one catalog container. And that catalog container, in this case, is right here. And if we go to a different view here, we can see that it's 1.19 gigabytes. So it has everything. So in terms of backing up your catalog, if you run a managed catalog, you really want to take care of the whole container. And you want to put it somewhere on an external drive, and hopefully on more than one external drive. And ideally, one of those drives would be off-site. Now, if you have a very robust cloud backup system, that could work too, but over time, we're talking about gigabytes and gigabytes of information. So that would be something to think about. So managed catalog users need to think about the entire catalog container. Now let's go back to the application. Now those with a referenced catalog, in other words, the images are on an external drive and you're mainly hanging on to previews and database information and adjustments and stuff like that, there's a very nice backup built into Capture One Pro. Let me show it to you right here. And here you can back up basically everything but the masters. And they tell you that right here. Backup only covers catalog structure, metadata, and adjustments. No original images are backed up. And that's not a problem at all if you're running a reference catalog, because you're already taking care of your masters somewhere, and hopefully you're backing those up. So in that case, you can just run a straight backup right here. It only takes a few seconds, and then you're taken care of, as long as you're taking care of your masters, of course. Let's go back to that backup so I can show you where it is and what it looks like. Again, here's backup catalog. So right here, it tells you the backup location. If you click on this, it'll actually take you to it. And we can see my backups right here that I've done for this particular catalog. We did a couple today. I did one back on January 3rd. And you open these up, and you have the database, and then you have the adjustments for all the different images. This will just go on and on. You can do this forever. It's database driven, so all of that stuff is stored in sort of a database way of thinking. Now, if you run a managed catalog, it's not a bad idea to do this backup also, because sometimes problems can surface just with the database itself. It becomes corrupted. Something goes a little wonky in the database, and you need that fixed. But if you don't fix that, then you really can't use the whole catalog. And so that applies to folks that are doing both referenced and managed catalogs. And in that case, Capture One Pro 11 has made all of this a bit easier. So now all you have to do is come down to File, Restore Catalog. You have your backups listed right here. You choose the one that you want. Generally speaking, you're going to choose the most current backup, unless you need to go back one or two for a specific reason. Go to Next. It tells you that it's going to replace the existing database and that this cannot be undone. But if you're having database problems, that's a great thing. So a lot of times, if your Capture One Pro application starts acting a little wonky, could be a database corruption or something like that, and then restoring will help fix that. It should fix it completely. I'm just going to go ahead and get out of here right now. A lot of times when you're quitting the application, you're asked to back up. Do it. Just do it. And it only takes a few seconds, but by doing so, if it's running well when you quit, then that gives you a very current version of your database and of your adjustments. And then if you have to restore, you're restoring to something where you don't lose any work at all. And we want that. So just to recap here, if you're running a managed catalog, You need to back up the entire container that has the masters in it. If you're running a referenced catalog, you want to make sure that you back up your database regularly and take care of your masters. And then, regardless of which type you're running, when you're asked to back up, go ahead and do it, because database corruption could happen, and those backups will help you restore your database to a healthy state. So the bottom line is that backups are something that you just have to keep in the back of your mind and do them as often as possible. Take good care of your images. Take good care of your work. I mean, even on this little catalog that we have here, look at all the work that we've done. You don't want to lose that kind of effort, okay? So back up, take good care of your stuff, and that way you'll always be moving forward and never having to piece everything back together.